Hey there, welcome to Woodsman Forest Products, our little business in the very early growth stages. And welcome to the end of the first, second, third, or fourth week of the coronavirus pandemic, depending on where you are and how you got started in this thing. I'm working from home during the week, which turned out to give me more hours work than I ever expected, and trying to get used to that. And then in the evenings when I have the energy left, or on the weekends, I'm out in the shop trying to get my mind off the craziness going on in the outside world. We're not going out hardly at all, maybe get milk and that's it, 10-minute trip, but figured I'd show you guys the shop and what I'm playing with and what keeps me out of bars. So come on in. Shop's a mess. Pete's got a little project going on. Cut the back end off of his truck and gonna re-weld some new chassis frame on there. So for now I'm restricted and working upstairs. Eventually this will be a downstairs mechanics bench with a vise, and that white board up there is plywood, so that'll be a tool board. And we'll have some tools hanging around and stored down here, but haven't had time to mess with that much lately, so come on up. Got a bunch of things at work right now. Lighting's not too good up here for the camera, I'm sure, and not enough space to back up, I don't think. Here, these are going to be some corner shelves eventually. I like the way the tree made feet on the bottom, and we should be able to take those and back this up a little bit, take two of them, put them together, make a nice little corner shelf. Gonna be pretty heavy duty. You could put cast iron pots on it if my plans go right. There's a million things in work all the time. I keep bouncing from one to the other, believe it or not. This is a flagpole, and where that tape is, I have it filled with two-part penetrating epoxy. I'm trying to repair that, make it last until we can get back out and get a new flagpole. This is the end leg from a table I'll show you in a minute, the rest of it. I got one of these little things. It's a device stand. The phone actually sits in that slot there so it stands up, and playing with different finishes. I got a finished sample behind it I mess with, and there's the ball off the flagpole. Figured I'd put a coat of finish on that too. This is the sawing area. There's a router table and a table saw, which I'm now using for assembly and finishing. This stool's pretty much done now. I don't know if anybody's looking for one, but I kind of like this one. It was a test to see how the legs look, but the top came out so nice. It's a piece of red oak, and all I did was put a coat of Danish oil rubbed in, and then a couple of coats of urethane to seal it up in case it gets left outside. And then for the first time I tried using some paste wax to shine the sucker up, and you know, it came out pretty nice and shiny, and I'm really happy with it. So somebody might want that and make a nice stool for a grandchild to stand on by the bathroom sink or kitchen sink and help grandma or whatever. Some bookshelves. One of these, the one with the blue tape, is a reject because it's not quite as square on the one side as I would have planned. I don't know what happened there. I must have had my head elsewhere when I cut the end of that board and didn't make it square. But the other one's pretty good. So I'll sell that one as a, what would you call that, a second or something. Got a box full of them over here. There's about 6 in here queued up because my friend Michelle wants to get about 4 of them, and I told her she could pick from a bunch. So I'll bring those in when it's my turn to go in and work in the office. I don't know if you can hear the music in the background. This is the shop entertainment system. Right now it's playing Radio Norway. One of the folk music stations. So then back on the other end where the L end of the L-shaped loft is, well, over here obviously my radial arm saw, which is also now another workbench for finishing. But that can be switched back. And then over here, here's the top of that coffee table. Remember I showed you all the way over here, that one leg end that I showed you sitting on top of the table there. Well, here's the top, and beyond it, the other leg end. So I just put another coat of finish on this, and the camera doesn't show the coloring too well, but boy, I tell you, the grain in this is coming up nice. I'm pretty happy with it. This is the other leg end that I just started finishing last night. It's had some movement issues, and it keeps cracking the epoxy that I use to seal up some of the voids. My work is not perfect by a long shot. I try to work with the defects that are in the wood because they bring out a lot of character. So if you see on this one, you'll see some where the pith is coming through, there are some little cracks, and these cracks were there from the time I sawed the board. So I just put urethane in there. It makes the board stronger, and it seals it all up and makes it nice and level. So when you put the finish on and run your hand down, you don't feel anything if you close your eyes. There's a third hole in here. These two holes, by the way, that one and that one, are for pegs that look something like this and hold the leg on the end. No screws, no nails, no glue. But there's an extra hole in here, and that hole is there. I don't know if you can see it, but down in that hole, which is filled with urethane from both sides, is a 2020 penny. So if any archaeologists ever cut this thing up or find it rotted in a garbage pile, they can find out when it dates to. The only way to get that out is to cut the thing all up. So this is coming along, and a couple more coats and some more polishing. But I will say, with this weather and these temperatures, even though it's about 50 degrees in the shop, my finishes are real thick and they're not spreading the way they should. So I'm working twice as hard. Put on a coat of urethane, wait 24 to 30 hours, sand it on down a little bit, put another coat on, find the lumps that I couldn't see with the lighting I have, sand everything down, put another coat on, and so it goes. So it's taken a while, but eventually it'll get done. Here's one that's in the very early stages. This is see if I can get a better angle on this, a white oak cookie. See, it's a couple inches thick, and you see all these blotches that look like I spilled something on it. That's urethane. I'm putting it in little dribs and drabs, trying to fill in holes and whatnot. See, these are all little defects in the wood. This wood's pretty pithy, and you can see there, soft. So you lay this urethane on it, this epoxy on it, and you help that wood pull back together. And no, that's not a COVID cough. It's just the cough I've had since 1985. So anyway, that's what's going on here. It's not real neat and tidy. I sure would love to take a couple days and get some of these tools I got scattered all over the place and hang them up on this nice tool board that Pete and I put up a second time after he and Jason put it up the first time. I've got nonsense scattered all over the place, and It's getting ugly. So, but anyway, that's where we are. Thought I'd give you something to do for a few minutes, and we'll see you soon. If there's anything you got questions about or whatever, just drop me a line. We'll talk to you later. Be safe, stay home, take care of your families and your neighbors. Bye-bye.